my dad was an assistant coach for a long time and a player at Jeff High, so it was kind of in my blood, but it wasn't something that I was really drawn to. And then I actually went and played at Gardner-Webb University in North Carolina for 1 year, and then I finished up at Bellarmine for 3 years, and actually played 2 years under Coach Davenport. Really good experience for me, and we did get them started. We didn't have quite the record, and we didn't win a national championship, but we got them started kind of on the right direction. So learned a lot playing in college. I always said if I knew what I knew as a player my senior year of college, if I knew that in high school, I'd have been a lot better player. But you learn a lot in college and playing at the higher level. My first year out of college, like I said, I really didn't know I wanted to be a coach. But one of my assistants that was at Bellarmine had actually moved on to a different school called Lincoln Memorial University, and that's in Tennessee, right outside of Knoxville, D2 school down there, and he called me and asked me if I wanted to come down and be the graduate assistant. And like I said, I didn't really know I wanted to coach, but that's a great opportunity. I get to go experience a new town and new part of the country and coach and also get my education paid for. So did that and learned that year that I really enjoyed coaching, and that's something I wanted to do and wanted to stay involved in it. So I ended up going back and getting my master's in teaching in education from Lincoln Memorial, and my bachelor's is in business administration from Bellarmine. So I was really lucky, got all my education paid for through basketball, and so I can't ask for any more than that. Then after I was at Lincoln Memorial for a year, came back to Jeff High when Coach LaGrange was the varsity coach, and he asked me to come on staff with him. So I was a varsity assistant for 3 years under him, and then one more year on top of that with Coach Gilbert. So I worked a year under Coach Gilbert, and then last year I was the head coach of the girls team at Jeff. So I spent 1 year as the head coach over there on the girls side. And coaching under, playing under a couple different coaches, coaching under a couple different coaches, really learned a lot of different ways to do things and a lot of different styles, and I think it's just made me a more well-rounded coach, and that the fact that I've seen a lot of different ways to do things, and not just one way. I'm not stuck in one way. We can adapt, and I've seen a lot of different ways to handle situations. So, getting the Jeff Boy's job after I decided to be a coach is kind of a dream come true. It's my high school. It's something that I have a huge passion for, and I always loved Jeff basketball growing up. Like I said, my dad was an assistant coach. I was a ball boy for the state championship team, and just being around it, and it's something that I have a tremendous passion for, and really am dedicated to making the program the best that it can be, and plan to be around a long time. But getting the job, I never thought that it would happen this early, and I never in my wildest dreams knew that the sequence of events that happened last spring would happen with Coach Gilbert leaving to take the athletic director job, and then that job opening up, and the snowball rolling the way it did. But I'm thankful to be here and really happy to be the varsity coach. So just a huge privilege for me. On my coaching staff this year, we'll have some new faces. My one familiar face is Rick Myers. He'll be back as a varsity assistant, so he'll be around. Clark Miles will also be around some, which those two guys have been around a long time. But some of the new faces you might not recognize. Charley Jennings is one of them, and he's a big 6'9" guy. Played at Floyd Central, played for Lipscomb University in Nashville, and he's going to be one of our varsity assistants. He's actually been a coach at Floyd Central for the last 8 years. As a JV coach and a varsity assistant. So he's got quite a bit of experience coaching at the high school level, and he's really been a great asset to our staff so far and working with our bigs. Chris Bradley is going to be our JV coach, and Chris is married to Jody Bradley, who used to be Jody Thomas, who played softball at Jeffersonville, and she's our softball coach now. So Chris is also the JV softball coach, and now he's the JV basketball coach, and he's also in his first year of teaching at Jeff. He kind of like me, he got his degree in business, and then he decided he wanted to be a teacher and went back and got his degree in teaching. So he's in his first year of full teaching duties at Jeffersonville. And then our freshman coach is Josh Lowry, and Josh graduated in '06 from Jeffersonville, was on the team with Jeremy Kendall and those guys that went 23-2 and lost in the regional championship in 06. So he's got, he played at IUS and under Wiley Brown, and Josh has got a tremendous passion for Jeffersonville too, and he does a great job teaching the fundamentals with the young kids, and so we're really thankful to have him on staff, bringing up our young kids. But as a staff, like I said, a lot of new faces, and but we really work well together. And I haven't coached with Charley before, and I haven't coached with Chris before, but they've really they've come into our staff and been a great asset, and everybody works well together. So I couldn't have asked to put together a more cohesive staff and one that works really well and together and hard for each other. So now to the good part, the part you want to hear about the team. We have a really good nucleus returning. We lost Darryl and 3 other seniors, and replacing an all-state player is never easy. But having 3 starters back in Drew Ellis and Keenan Williams and Miles Harvey is going to be huge. We also have Deontay Allen back out this year, football player, and doing a real good job so far. Tyrus Major and Leonard Quatanda are the other seniors that kind of round that out. And we also have Chandler Dale, who played JV last year, and he's a baseball player. He and Drew are buddies, and he's about 6'4", so he adds another little inside presence for us. So we have a really good group of experience coming back, and even though, like I said, we lost a little bit stat-wise, we got some guys who have been there and done that and won another piece of it. And they're driven to get back to that regional championship, get back to the semi-state, and go further. And our focus this year is winning every game one at a time, but ultimately we want to get to the state championship game. We want to give ourselves a chance to win that, and I think the guys are really focused on that. One of the newcomers we have is Chad Hudson, and if you've been around a little bit at our games, Chad played for us at Jeff as a freshman. He played for 1 semester, and then he transferred to New Albany and went to live with Mom in New Albany, but he's back this year as a junior. And he was a starter on New Albany's team last year. He's a good player and probably a starter for us. So we're really happy to have him back where he should be and not on the bad side of town. So he's done a good job so far, and like I said, he went to Jeff, and he's a Jeff kid ultimately, so the guys have really embraced him being back, and it's not like an outsider coming in. It's kind of like a brother moving back home. So we're happy to have Chad around. And that's going to be our nucleus. Like I said, we got Drew, Deontay, Keenan, Tyrus, Leonard, Chandler, Miles, and Chad. So we got a really good group, really good 8 there that are going to get the majority of the minutes. But we also have a really good sophomore class, a deep sophomore class. And so we're excited to see some of those guys develop. And our sophomore classes, we have Deshaun Lewis and Anthony Southers, both 6'4" kids, and can jump out of the gym. And they've grown 3 inches since last year as freshmen. And so hopefully they keep growing, but those 2 guys will be competing for varsity minutes, as well as Damari Sims, Brandon Coleman, and Isaiah Blanton. Coleman and Blanton are football players, so they're just getting out and knocking the rust off. But we expect those 3 guards to be competing for some varsity minutes too. So the sophomore class is tremendous, talented, deep, and they're going to carry us in the future. And so we're really excited to see those guys improve and to see what they can give us on a daily basis. And we also have a freshman playing JV, Michael Minton, which he proved to us over the fall that he was good enough to step up and play at the JV level right away. He's about 6'3" as a freshman, good guard, good shooter, and so reminds me a lot of Drew Ellis as when Drew was a freshman. So hopefully he pans out the way Drew has as a senior. And then our junior class, kind of in between that big sophomore and big senior class, Miles Harvey, Chad Hudson are both juniors, and then we have Ronnie Todd and Chris Campbell and Guy Oliver, who are all football players, so they're coming back, but very good athletes and good players, and probably going to be splitting some JV varsity time this year. And then Tristan Kimbrough also, who was a JV player last year under Coach Gilbert. So got a really good group. got a group that we're extremely excited about and are fun to coach, and a group that, frankly, they get along really well. They seem to be a cohesive group. We don't have a lot of factions and cliques on the team, and so we're excited to see where these guys can go together and see how they can improve through the year, and hopefully down the road we can play deep into March with those guys. But we do have a tough schedule. Like I said, we got a good group of kids, but our schedule, we have road games at New Albany, at Evansville Wrights, at Evansville Harrison, and on the road at the Richmond Bob Wettig tournament, where we'll play Columbus North and Richmond and some of those schools from up north. So tough road schedule for us. We also play at Fairdale High School in Louisville in the King of the Bluegrass tournament over last weekend of January, I think. So really tough road schedule for us, but it should prepare us. And like I said, we got older guys on the team. Hopefully it prepares us to be successful in March, and that's all it's about. So we got 22 games this year, regular season, 9 home, 9 away, and 4 neutral. So a balanced schedule. But we're really excited. We start next Tuesday. Start a week from tonight at Charlestown on our first scrimmage. So Charlestown next Tuesday, 6 o'clock is our first scrimmage. It'll be probably pretty ugly to watch after 1 week of practice. But we're excited, give our guys a chance to show what they got and improve on some things. So after that, we've got our Big Red Madness, the 23rd of November, and we're actually holding that at the Nahan Fieldhouse this year. So we're going to go back down there and be a little bit nostalgic and enjoy some time down there. It wasn't that we couldn't have it at Johnson Arena, but we just wanted to have it in a different place and kind of bring some of the history into the night as well. And we'll cap the night off with our 3rd annual alumni game. So should have some familiar names out there for the alumni game, and that's always a good time to see those guys get back and see who's stayed in shape and who hasn't. But it's a good time, so we hope that we can see you out there at those games. And then first game of the year, first regular season game is December 6th against Evansville Bosse at home. So that will be an extremely exciting game to watch. Bosse runs up and down, and we look to play up and down, and they did lose their star player. He went to prep school, so we're excited about that. And but they do have 2 D1 athletes on their team still, and they're a very good team, very athletic and a tough team, and we beat them on a last-second shot at Bosse last year. So it's going to take a good effort, a great effort to beat them, but it's a great opening game for us. Excited to watch. Hopefully the fans come out and like what they see. And then always tough going, we have Floyd Central. We have to go there, and Floyd's got a new coach and some new players that we'll have to see what they've got this year, and that'll be a good game in the conference. Some of our other conference schools, New Albany is up this year. They're better than they were last year. They're going to be tough. Madison and Bedford are also have a lot coming back this year, so those are going to be some tough conference games for us. The conference is actually in good shape this year. We have a lot of good teams, well-rounded, and it's going to be tough for whoever comes out on top in the conference. It's going to be a tough road to hoe, and hopefully we can get ahead, playing Seymour Madison early, and then I think we probably are the best and most talented team in the conference, but we still got to play the games, and we still have to do our job. So we're really excited for that opportunity. Looking to compete for our 3rd consecutive Hoosier Hills Conference title, which would be the first time in school history that we've ever won 3 conference titles in a row. So we're excited to have that opportunity, and I think we really got a good shot at doing that. Also get a chance to win our 3rd sectional title in a row, which doesn't happen very often. Extremely tough accomplishment, and we haven't done that at Jeff since class basketball was started. So hopefully we can start a little tradition here and make a little history this year as we look to do our 3rd consecutive Hoosier Hills and sectional titles and 2nd straight regional titles. So about our, a little bit about our style of play. We want to play fast, and we've got the athletes to do that. And our motto is we want to get a good shot within the first 7 seconds that we have the possession of the ball. So on any change of possession, we're looking to get it down the floor and get a good shot. And a good shot that we've told our guys is either we want a layup or a dunk or a wide open three. And if we can get that shot within 7 seconds of the change of possession, then we know we're pushing the ball hard, and that's what we want. We want the other team to react to what we're doing. We don't want to react to them. So hopefully we can get the game up and down and make it fun for the fans to watch. And like I told the guys, it's much more for them to play that way too. And you'd much rather play in an up and down game than have to run your offense over and over and over again just to get one shot. So that's a little bit about what our offense is going to look like. But hopefully our defense is what creates our offense. And what we have really stressed is we're going to press for 32 minutes. And we're going to get up in the other team on defense, and we're going to make them react to us, and hopefully we can create a lot of turnovers and create our offense off of our defense. And really, our guys have bought into it, and they're working hard. And it allows us, when we play like that, to play more kids, get more kids minutes, because we get a little tired quicker. But we also make the other team get tired quicker too, and it pays off in the long run. So we are going to be very deep as a team. We're going to be able to play 10 and 12 deep. Going to be very athletic, and so we're going to use that to our advantage in the running game. So it should be very exciting to watch. And if you remember some of the Arkansas Razorback teams from 1994, 95, the 40 Minutes of Hell teams, that's kind of what we're looking at. And then if you watch U of L play right now, you know, we're going to get up and down and kind of be that type of pressing team. So it should be exciting basketball, and I hope you guys get to come out and watch us. Some concerns that we have, I guess, on the team is play without fouling. It's hard to play a pressing game and still not foul. And if anybody's watched the college exhibitions and some of the first parts of the games this year, referees are emphasizing the touch fouls. So we've got to learn to play defense with our hands off, and hopefully we don't get ourselves in foul trouble. And then playing poised and not reacting to calls and making good decisions late in games. And that's something that we've struggled with over the past few years, so hopefully we can right the ship and get our guys to act the right way and on the court and just go out there and play basketball and show our talents and not let anything else get in the way. So a couple changes we're making this year for our guys is we've put some expectations in place for our guys and for our program. We've been down and talked to our middle school teams, been to Parkview twice, been to Valley twice already this year to talk to the kids on the team at the middle school level about what we expect of them as players and as people and as students in the classroom, and what we expect of them when they get to the high school level. So we're trying to build a program. We're trying to keep it all one unit, and it's tough to do with 9 elementary schools and 2 middle schools, but we want all of those schools in our school system to be part of the Jeffersonville basketball family and our program, and we want each of those kids to feel like they're a part of something special and a part of something bigger. So we're trying to reach out to those feeder schools that we have and keep those kids involved and tell them, you know, what to expect when they get up there and what we want them to be a part of, and also how we expect them to act. So hopefully we can build a tradition and a program that way. Some of the things we're doing at the high school level, we're having study hall once a week, making sure kids are getting their grades and getting their homework done in class and getting them tutors when they're struggling in classes. So that's really been effective so far in keeping some kids out of trouble grade-wise. And our goal as a coaching staff is that we want each of our kids that have the potential to play basketball in college to be able to do that if they choose to. I don't want any kids to graduate from Jeffersonville High School as a basketball player and not be able to go to college because they didn't get their grades. And it starts from the middle school and it starts from a freshman on up, and some guys it's hard to catch them up when they're juniors or seniors, but we've got to set the expectations high and give them help along the way. But like I said, I want every kid that wants to go play basketball in college to be able to find a spot somewhere. And there's so many schools, so many levels to play at, that if you play at Jeff, you should be able to find your spot on team as long as you've got your grades up. So that's what we want, at least give them the opportunity to do that. We hope and we stress that our guys are acting like gentlemen on the court, in the classroom, and in the community, and we want we really stress that they're a representative of you guys. They're a representative of the high school.